$37,000 per Bitcoin. Are you guys understanding that? We right now are in already one of the craziest periods of the bull market. And for anybody that's not excited yet because your crypto, the one that you're holding, is not popping off, do not fret. Let me tell you that great things are coming. But more importantly, that our strategy has been extremely correct. We've been saying for a good while that Bitcoin has to pick up dominance before heading over into altcoins. And right now, as it stands, Bitcoin's dominance is still actually in accumulation, meaning it's still continuing up. There is more and more money flowing into Bitcoin relatively from altcoins. And that means that we're not at peak bull market levels. We're not at peak bull market performance. Recently, we confirmed we're in a bull market because, well, the moment you start seeing these plus 40% gains across the board, you know the bull market's really there. However, we have described many times before that it's not the time to go for crazy altcoins until Bitcoin's dominance starts to flip. Over the last week, it gave an indication of what that could look like as altcoins outperformed Bitcoin that week. But as you can see, Bitcoin is back on with the race, and it's still increasing until, well, it doesn't. But the fact that Bitcoin right now had a plus 4% day at roughly 37,000, while Ethereum, XRP, BNB, and whatever are only up 1 or even minus 1%, that showcases that this is starting phases of the bull market. And so I will tell you guys, congratulations yet again for sitting through the bear market. CZ, the CEO of Binance, said this: in crypto, 2 years of telling people to zoom out, chill, hold, and then 2 years of telling people to not go absolutely haywire and crazy FOMOing and then repeat the cycle, because that is kind of always how it works. Anyway, if you're wondering what's going on right now, we should add here real quick. First of all, Ripple's got their conference going on in my city, in Dubai, but I was not invited. So screw you, Ripple, for that. I applied, but they said no. Which shows that Ripple, from a certain perspective, does not care about XRP holders in that sense, but they do care about XRP, and that's the most important part. What do I mean there? Well, if you think about it, Ripple does not care about you or I, and that's not a bad thing. They care about what they're holding. They're a big company. You can invest in them, by the way. That's actually a little side note. I've been using 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏, whatever the company name is, for a little while, which actually allows you to invest in Ripple, the company. If you are an accredited investor, at least. The countries are different. The requirements are different per country. This is not a sponsorship. This is just my own opinion here. But I didn't really know you could actually invest in Ripple right now, and it's freaking easy as can be. I'll leave a link for that in the description down below. Some people will be allowed to do it, some people will not, but at least check it out. I'll leave a link down below for that, because perhaps just some people that were interested didn't know about this either. So I'll leave a link down below. Because yes, you can literally invest in Ripple right now instead of just XRP. The point that I was trying to make earlier is there's many cool things going on for Ripple, but all we care about is what are they announcing? What partnerships are new? What new technologies can they bring up? Because we know they've got XRP and the XP Ledger's best interest in mind. But as I've noticed in communications with them, the retail, all right, the people who hold XRP, they don't care about. They're not fighting for you. They're not fighting for your freedoms. They care about their products. They care about their money. And again, I don't think that's bad, because ultimately, them having success means you have success. And I want you guys to really understand thoroughly that real business, which is what Ripple is conducting, is not about feelings. It's about cold hard cash. And perhaps you might say about changing the world, which is beautiful. At the end of the day, though, even changing the world is about money. And so don't let all this stuff get to your feelings here. Don't think it matters if they care about you or not. All it cares about, or all you should care about, I should say, is what are they doing? Well, they're developing products and they're making more usage for XRP. How does that benefit you? Well, you're an XRP holder, they're big XRP holders, you have the best interest in mind for each other. Even though they don't care about you, you shouldn't care about them. That's why I said before, if Ripple has to pay a fine in the SEC lawsuit, I don't care. Doesn't matter. As long as they've got XRP's best interest in mind, that's what matters. That's what's crucial. And luckily, that's still what's going on. But to not only keep talking about XRP, Bitcoin is actually in a really interesting spot right now as well. A lot of you guys keep telling me, Dusty, I don't care about Bitcoin. All I'll say about that is please step away from my channel. if you do not care about the main asset that brings value to all these other cryptos, then I don't know how to tell you that you're in the wrong business here. I'm in the business of telling you guys how to hopefully make the most amount of money, make the best returns, and think about investing the proper way. If you keep telling me, Dusty, Bitcoin is stupid, it doesn't matter if it's stupid. It doesn't matter if it's going to die out in 2 years from now. If you think that, if it's the best vehicle to make us gains, then that's what I'm telling you about. As I've said before with this dominance here, even if you don't care about Bitcoin at all, you think it's the most stupid invention because you don't know who made it, could be the CIA, and there's possible vulnerabilities and this, that. There's still no way to deny that every single bullish cycle, Bitcoin's dominance picks back up before it decreases like crazy and moves over into crazier altcoins. It just happens every single time. And with regards to the Bitcoin price, it just decides where altcoins go. So if you want to maximize profits, you always start at the basis, at Bitcoin, and then expand towards your altcoins. Because ultimately, the truth is, altcoins will do better than Bitcoin. If you're only into altcoins, that's fine. You will still make more money than only holding Bitcoin. The only thing is, if you want to maximize profit, it's better to be in Bitcoin first and then switch over to altcoins once you started to notice that dominance switching. And then at some point, you switch from your top altcoins into shitty altcoins to make even more money. Because I've told you, there are YouTubers out there, crypto guys, right? Tell stories that are not lies. And what I mean with that is, to get 100x in your investment is not rare. It's not crazy. It's not impossible. If you're on social media, a lot of you guys aren't, which I admire. I don't use Instagram. I don't use any of that garbage too much myself, or TikTok. I post stuff on there, but I don't go scrolling till I'm dying because you can spend the whole day there and then you cannot make money, I guess. You're not changing your future by scrolling through doomlessly. Point being though, if you do watch it, you sometimes see stories of people making millions of dollars off of one crypto pump. And I'll tell you the truth, that these people are not lying. And from my own experience, your own brain doesn't allow you to properly acknowledge that it's a possibility that you start with $2,000 today and you wake up with $4 million tomorrow or next week or 2 months from now. It's very hard for our brains to understand that that's possible, that you can change your entire life within a couple of weeks and actually have millions of dollars in your hands, millions of doubloons. It's very hard for people to conceptualize that it's not a scam. It's not impossible, and that it can happen and will happen to thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people perhaps. But out of the people watching this video right now, if you're watching this, there's about a 1% chance, if not higher, that you can turn $1 into $1 million. And I'm saying 1% chance because it's actually that great. I think if 100 people tried it here, one of them would succeed. Since there's 10,000 people watching every video, at least 100 of them are going to be able to do it. If you understand this concept already, then you understand as well that most people will say, it's not going to be me. And if everybody says that, it's still going to be a lot of them that will actually succeed, if you get my drift. But then there's different levels. A lot of people start out with $10,000, $20,000 and turn it into $400,000. That's the majority of people that are going to be able to turn a pretty sizable chunk of money, $10,000, $20,000 into $400,000, $700,000, all that. But it just depends on how hard you're willing to try, how active you are. Because even one of my friends that's also a crypto YouTuber turned $1 million into $99 million within a couple of months. It's possible. I'm telling you right now. You probably won't believe that it is because I was the same way, and most people by nature do not believe that this crazy amount of money is that fathomable, that achievable. But just trust me when I say it is a lot easier than you think to make life-changing amounts of money in a bull market. It's hard to lose money. It's hard to do bad, but you got to understand the concept. Anyway, with regards to Bitcoin's price, we said it before. We had a little double top quite recently, and the moment that we broke through is also the moment slightly before Bitcoin crossed this $35,000 level and actually closed above there, which I'd say was the catalyst that we needed to continue on with the gains. Obviously, Bitcoin for a long time, since actually over a year now, has seen a nice bullish structure where it's just continued higher lows and higher highs, except for this little double bottom here. And actually, I'd say we had a double top and double bottom, so a little bit of sideways trading before ultimately, like we saw right here, breaking out, getting our close above $35,000 right here, and now continuing on with the gains. For XRP, funnily enough, we actually still have ourselves a little bit of leeway until we break our previous high levels. These are the levels that we basically saw the moment that the lawsuit ended, which is roughly 75 cents. Over the last couple of days, we did reach close, but that's a little bit less bullish than for Bitcoin, as Bitcoin has broken a lot of levels for, I'd say, a year and a half right now. XRP still has a little bit of way to go before we break those levels back in July of 2023. And the moment that we do that, we have got some very easy range towards the all-time high levels in April of 2021. I should say the local high levels of 2021. That's about $1.50, somewhere along that ballpark. But I'd say the moment that we break now, all hell's going to break loose. You can keep seeing just how well the XRP price keeps performing throughout the last week here already. I think that extrapolated means people just want to see XRP shine. The structure is there. We know it's an upwards moving structure. We know it's bullish. And just the question is, how bullish is it? But together with Bitcoin's price action, together with Bitcoin's beautiful movement here, it's going to be very hard to stop XRP, especially the moment that it breaches those levels that we saw back in July of this year. The moment that we do, I think it's going to be an easy rise all the way towards $1.50 or so. I think it's going to happen really, really quickly. And yes, there are certain little blockades. You can see right here, this is a very interesting level to watch at about 86 cents or so, but I don't think it's going to take too long to keep breaching. And I personally think the moment that we cross, I'm going to say 80 cents right now, it's going to be a very quick rise to $1.50, which is why I keep telling people the best time to buy crypto is yesterday. And you might say, oh, but yesterday was higher. Time in the markets is so much more important than timing the markets. And the best thing to understand is just to get in as soon as possible. You might not buy at the exact best opportunity, but if you've got your DCA strategy, your dollar cost average, your buy the way down strategy locked in, there's no losing here. Hey, not financial advice, just my opinion, but I think, as I've said for months right now, it's bull market time. And again, we were right time and time again. People did not want to trust the process. But as you can see here, we said the moment that this pi cycle bottom hits, that we're going to start going well. And again, it took a little bit of time. You can see just how long it took. We actually had 200 days here before actually getting away from these low prices. But you can see right now, we're up about 135% on XRP since the pi cycle bottom flashed. Over on Bitcoin, since the pi cycle bottom flashed, we're up about 93% or so. You can see we even saw prices a little bit lower, but it did not matter because we knew that the cycle at some point had to flip. And anybody opened a long position at that point is right now in 140% profit, something like that. But then with leverage, meaning they might be in 1,000% worth of profit. And it's already been a year of bull market, actually. I'd say that this was the bear market, right? From all-time high to the low point right here, which was a little over a year, 80% down. This is where the bull market started. But as I've said to you guys 1,000 times, you only know where the bull market started in hindsight, but it has. And it's just a matter of time before we cross all these previous levels and we're going to see $120,000 per Bitcoin at least. But it's probably going to flow along the lines of this. So it might take some time before actually reaching those levels. And there will probably be long and crazy dips along the way. But the journey is set towards the upside. And hopefully you guys are prepared. Understand, the cycle keeps repeating itself. It's not different this time around. Only things that change things a little bit are, for example, the Bitcoin ETF approval, but the halving is set. The halving happens every 4 years. It happens like clockwork. All I'll say is get ready because things are about to get crazy, and that's about it.